what I've got here is an extension cord that I don't need the plug style that's on it. It's not the right one for my garage. And so I'm going to put new ends on it. And I don't know how many of you have done this before or anything like that. So figured that we would just get these. This is like an industrial outdoor style 220 plug. And my 220 doesn't look like this. But I could use the length of cord for a big 110, and it's definitely bigger than what we'll need to carry the wattage and the amperage, but it's going to be a really good upgrade. And it was essentially the cost of these plugs. I got this cable for free, and so I bought these online, and we'll just do that. So first thing we got to do is look at the ends on here and see what style they are. We've got a mix of slotted and Phillips, and I really don't like slotted, so I'm going to go with look at the ends. First thing we're going to do is look at the ends here and undo them. Think that loose. We might have some sort of there's 3 screws holding the front of this together. And we're going to fast it. Right. We got 3 wires in here, white, black, and green. Green is always ground. If you by chance are working with a 3-phase plug, the 3rd phase will be red, be black, white, and red. Those ones are really particular. You got to make sure you wire those ones exact on a 3-phase. Oh, it stopped recording. All right. So like I was saying before, video stopped recording, so that's always good. What we have are green, black, and white. Green is always ground, and black and white are your AC poles, negative and positive. On 110 and 220, the black and the white are going to be alternating current. I always try and make sure I line them up. So black is going to be looking at it my left side, and white looking at it is going to be on my right side, and ground is up here. If I'm working with 3-phase, there'll be a red included in there, and then it's very particular. You include the right side for the red over here and right here. So you don't want to get that one mixed up. If you are working with 3-phase and you're unsure, I would have someone do it for you that knows what they're doing. On 110 and 220 AC, it's pretty simple. You can't really screw it up. Just make sure that your wires are all seated in there really good. Those were already twisted and at the proper length, so I kept them all. I didn't have to crimp or cut any of them. Tighten them all down, snug them all up. I've had before in the past when I first started doing some of this stuff, because of the shop, I have to take and maintain the equipment. I've noticed that some of these pull out if you don't get a good seat in there, and so you never want that to happen. These are gonna go back into here. So we take the butt end of this. There's a little slot to help you slide that up, and we're going to tighten that back down, and it is a quick tight, which is always good. Okay. All right, now we're going to, oh no. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. There's a curved side and a flat side of this. I don't know if it really matters one way or another, but we're gonna make sure that flat is to flat and curve is on top, okay? So we're going to line those up and just start getting that in there. Kind of wish these back sides were quick tight, but they have more threads on them to get more torque and more surface area in there. So that is all right. All right, on to the other side. We got a big clamp on the back, so we're going to loosen that up. Hey, bud. I bet there is, yeah. Eddie was just telling me that there's screws inside here too. So we gotta take off all the screws. That's right. We're gonna take this apart. We're probably gonna have to do a little bit of clipping on this one. Because this was an outdoor outlet, it's fully insulated, and this box it's a weatherproof box. These screws are long. In here, yeah, just like I thought. We're not gonna be able to leave these cables that long, so we'll just take this apart. Now this is a decent box, so we'll probably hang on to it. Maybe put another outlet outside somewhere. All done. All right, so when we take this, we'll take this one apart real quick. And we're gonna have to do these. Yeah. All right, now again, because we have a fatter cable, we don't need these little inserts, so we're gonna take those out. Gives us a better grip. We're gonna take our wire strippers and we're gonna cut them about 2 inches right now. We're gonna cut them again, but just to get the ball rolling, we're gonna get those cut. Make sure that, again, put this on first and also make sure that it's going the right direction. You can see that's the end of it right there. So I really only want maybe half an inch of cord, maybe an inch of cord, and then a half inch at most of cable sticking out. So I am going to sheath that up about an inch and a quarter or so, and I'm going to strip about a half inch off. And there's little grooves if you get these guys, right? And I'm using the biggest one, which is a 10 gauge cable. Now, some of you don't have these, and I know I didn't for the longest time, and so I actually used a utility knife. And the way you do this is I come down about a half inch like the other ones, okay? And then I just start kind of rolling it a little bit, trying to gently go in there. One, I don't want to cut through any of the copper, and I also don't want to slip and cut my thumb. So I'm using the cable as kind of like my little guard here, and I'm just kind of getting and I got a nice blade in here. It's new, so it's cutting. And then I will take it and I'm going to slice. Watch out, bud. We don't want you to get cut. And I'm going to slice up it. And it can kind of butterfly it open, and then you can just peel it back, and there we go. So you don't need the fancy tools, but they do make your life a whole lot easier. And we'll just see this for right now. We're going to twist these, just make sure the ends can fit in there really good. Twist, twist, twist. Ground up on top. That looks like it's gonna fit really good. Okay. Now I get the left side, right side in again, and I'm just going with the way the cable is coming out here. And Eddie found the screw. We're just gonna check this though. There might be a possibility it's still too long. So it has. Get that lined up. That'll work. All right, we got that tightened on, and we're just now putting on the back. Yeah, this is a 12 gauge cable, plenty of power and plenty of reach, 50 foot. Super nice to have long cables like this. Now in the moment of truth, huh? We test it. Okay, so now we're gonna test it. The other end plugged in. Got that end in, and good. All right, so hopefully you learned a couple things that, you know, wiring these plugs really aren't that challenging or difficult. It might seem intimidating at first. And essentially the same thing goes if you need to replace a cable on your grinder or your drill. Opening up the casing and just seeing how it's all attached and just redoing that. So now we got this nice long cable. I have a spot for it. Wind it nice and neat there on those hooks. I think we're done.